Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I'll be reviewing an anime film that I had the chance to watch as part of the Japanese Film Festival that happened in Bangalore from December 7th to 10th, called Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro. This movie is directed by Hayao Miyazaki, and let's be honest, it shows because this film is effing epic. The Castle of Cagliostro came out in 1979, and I'm not sure, but that animation still seems more wholesome and fluid than things getting created right now. Maybe for like most things, considering animation is also about the budget for a feature length film may be quite significant as compared to a TV show. So, with that, maybe comes the lack of fluidity and animation styles that seem like they fit the budget afforded to them. You get what you pay for, I suppose. And I truly hope the lack of wholesomeness and fluidity we see in animation and anime is down to that lack of budget, as opposed to a quote unquote that will do attitude. Take a Tom and Jerry cartoon from the 1930s, and as much as it is not going to rock your world, the fluidity of the action, the soaring symphonic scores, the inventiveness, they all still work 100 years later. And you can't say that too often about most modern animations and anime. And the Tom and Jerry feel, I could feel that in the Castle of Cagliostro. The car chase with which the film begins worked big time for me. And for the record, a household audience that laughed and clapped along seemed to agree with me. The charming thief, with his no nonsense sidekick getting the better of mobsters and making away with millions of yen, was hilarious. But what was more quote unquote cool was him realizing that all these bills were counterfeits and then just letting all the bills fly away from the car and onto the streets and the oncoming traffic. And as he does this, we get to know what kind of character he is, what his sidekick's all about, and about the next mission. Smooth, seamless, and entertaining. Miyazaki masterclass right there. Now, I didn't know anything about the Lupin universe before this. I vaguely remember watching the Detective Conan vs. Lupin the Third movie a long time back, so Lupin seemed familiar, but apart from that, nothing much. But each character in this film endeared themselves to me, the heroes, the anti heroes, and the villains. And there is a love story here that was particularly endearing to me. It was old school, romantic, charming, had a whole lot of gentlemanly wooing. A damsel in distress was not playing the part, but she was actually in distress, aka peril, and hence her situation was justified. But even in this situation that she found herself in, yes, she couldn't overcome the odds because physically she could not, but her mental toughness ensured that she was not defeated by circumstance. What a strong, yet dainty, yet tough heroine. Even Lupin's sidekick have these moments in the film which are legit hero moments, and they are charming, and within those 2 to 3 scenes make you want to pick favorites among them. And that's why this movie, even now as I'm writing this review, is making me smile. It had everything that I wanted in a movie: brilliant story, brilliant direction, brilliant animation, memorable characters, an epic love story, and a line that is said by this character called Zenigata to the heroine that makes you go, aw, because it is so charming, and bloody hell, it's a damn good line. You'll find that line right towards the fag end of the film, and you will know the line when you hear it. So, yes, by all means, give this movie a shot. This film has all the ingredients that can make it a repeat comfort watch, sure, but much more importantly, I think this film has that quality that makes something a classic. A movie that you probably recommend to someone even 30 years from now and say, hey, this is a damn good film, and will have them agree to that statement. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening. Please do give this podcast a follow on your preferred podcast platforms and on YouTube. 24th December, Christmas Eve, was the date on which I started this podcast about 2 years back. No, wait, 3 years back. So, if you can do this podcaster a favor, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and on podcasting platforms so that I can increase my count there. Thank you once again.